Welcome to our explainer. Today, we are stepping onto a battlefield. But this isn't just about armies and arrows. It's about a crisis of the soul. We're diving right into Chapter 1 of one of the most profound spiritual texts in the world, the Bhagavad Gita.
You know, there's this saying that the Gita is an answer to every page of the world. And honestly, that's exactly what we're going to see. This isn't some dusty, ancient poem. Think of it more like a user's manual for life. It tackles those huge moral crises, those moments of dharma sankat where you have no idea what the right thing to do is. And let's be real, we all face those, even today.
So we're starting right at the beginning, with Chapter 1 called Arjun Vishad Yoga, which basically means the yoga of Arjuna's despair. And this is the perfect place to start, because this is where we can immediately see ourselves. We're going to step right into the shoes of the hero Arjuna. And I think you'll find that his crisis, his freezing up before a massive challenge, is something we've all felt. Okay, so let's set the scene. We're on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Two enormous armies are lined up, ready for a war that's going to change history. But here's the kicker. This isn't a fight between strangers. No, this is a civil war. It's family versus family. The Pandavas against the Kauravas. Two branches of the same royal line, fighting for the throne.
The chapter actually opens with the villain of the story, the Kaurava prince, Duryodhana. He looks across the field, sees how well-organized the Pandava army is, and immediately runs to his teacher, Drona. And what he does next feels so modern. He starts doing this kind of battlefield risk assessment, pointing out all the enemy's key players, analyzing their strengths. It's wild.
And the power gathered here is just staggering. I mean, on the Pandava side, you've got legends like Bhima and Arjuna, absolute titans of warfare. But then Duryodhana starts listing his own team. The grandsire Bhishma, his own teacher, Drona. These are immovable objects. Both sides are stacked with heavy hitters. The stakes really couldn't be any higher.
And then the battle begins. But not with a single arrow. It starts with sound. It's pure psychological warfare. Bhishma, on the Kaurava side, blows his conch shell to pump up his troops. They respond with this huge roar of drums and horns. But then, Krishna and Arjuna answer with their own divine conchas, and the entire Pandava army joins in, creating a sound so terrifying it says it literally shatters the hearts of their enemies.
Right in the middle of all this chaos and noise, our hero, Arjuna, turns to his charioteer. Now, his charioteer just so happens to be Lord Krishna himself. And Arjuna makes a request that's about to stop everything in its tracks.
He tells Krishna, "Place my chariot between the two armies." Think about that. He doesn't want to just see the enemy from his side of the field. He wants to go right into the middle of it all. He needs to look them in the eyes and see exactly who he's about to fight for this kingdom.
So Krishna does it. He drives the chariot right into that no-man's land and parks it directly in front of the most respected figures on the other side, his own grandfather, Bhishma, and his own teacher, Drona. And as Arjuna looks out, his warrior spirit just completely shatters. Because he doesn't see an enemy. He sees his family. Grandfathers, teachers, uncles, cousins, friends.
And that one single moment is what kicks off Arjuna Vishad Yoga, the despair that this whole chapter is named for. This is the start of a total spiritual and emotional breakdown. The world's greatest warrior is about to completely unravel right before our eyes. His reaction isn't just mental. It's physical. It's visceral. The first thing he says is, "My limbs are weakening." All that strength, all that confidence just drains out of him. It's that feeling of sudden, total helplessness. It's his body reacting to a mind that is just in absolute shock.
Then he says, "My mouth is drying up." And we've all felt this, right? Before a big exam, a presentation, that dry mouth feeling of pure anxiety. But imagine that feeling gripping a warrior who has literally never known fear on the battlefield. It's a paralyzing fear.
And finally, it gets worse. His whole body starts trembling. His famous, legendary bow, the Gandiva, it just slips right out of his hand. He says his skin feels like it's on fire. He can't even stand up straight anymore. The warrior is completely and totally broken, not by an enemy's arrow, but by his own heart.
So after this complete physical collapse, his mind kicks into overdrive. He's desperately trying to make sense of what he's feeling, to justify it. So he turns to Krishna and starts laying out this series of incredibly powerful arguments for why this war is just wrong.
His first argument comes straight from the heart. It's pure emotion. He basically says, Krishna, I don't want victory. I don't want a kingdom. What good is any of it if it's built on the graves of my own family? He says that killing his relatives will only bring pop, a terrible sin, and there is no prize in the world that's worth that.
But then he gets logical. He lays out this chilling domino effect. He argues that first, war will destroy families. And when families are destroyed, all the traditions and the moral order, the dharma, it all disappears. And when that's gone, widespread immorality takes over and corrupts society from the inside out. His conclusion is devastating. This path doesn't lead to a kingdom, it leads to hell for everyone involved.
So he's made his case, both emotionally and logically. He's completely overwhelmed. And now Arjuna makes one final, absolutely desperate statement to Krishna.
I mean, just listen to that. This is total and complete surrender. He's not just saying he won't fight. He is saying he would rather die. He'd rather just stand there, unarmed, and let the other side strike him down than have to raise a weapon against his own family.
And with that, he just throws his bow and arrows to the ground and collapses in the back of the chariot. He is utterly defeated by his own sorrow, his own compassion. The war has ground to a halt before it even began, because its greatest champion just quit.
And that leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? When the world's greatest warrior gives up, when he's crushed by a crisis that I think we can all understand, what happens next? Arjuna has laid out his problem in the most dramatic way possible. And now it's Krishna's turn to answer. And that answer? Well, that's the rest of the Bhagavad Gita.